Hey there, fellow social workers. Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed and unsure of the theories and theorists you learned in school? Well, look no further. In this video, we're going to dive into the world of social work theories and the amazing minds behind them. Whether you're a seasoned practitioner or just starting out in your career, understanding these theories is a crucial part of providing effective care to your clients. And don't worry, at the end of the video, we'll have some practice questions for you to put your newfound knowledge to the test. So sit back, grab a notebook and let's get started. Human development is at the core of social work practice. Understanding the different theories and theorists that have shaped our understanding of how people grow and change is essential for effective and compassionate care. Let's start with psychoanalytic theory. Psychoanalytic theory was founded by Sigmund Freud, and is one of the earliest and most well-known theories in the field of psychology. This theory focuses on the idea that our unconscious mind has a significant impact on our behavior and personality. Freud believed that the human mind can be divided into three parts: the conscious, preconscious, and unconscious. The conscious mind is what we are aware of at any given moment, while the preconscious mind contains memories and thoughts that are not immediately available but can be retrieved with a little effort. The unconscious mind, on the other hand, is the largest and most powerful part of the mind, and it contains our deepest desires, repressed memories, and emotions that we may not be aware of. According to Freud, the unconscious mind can have a profound impact on our behavior, as repressed memories and desires can surface in various ways and shape our thoughts, feelings, and actions. This theory is based on the idea that unconscious conflicts and desires can cause psychological problems and contribute to symptoms such as anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Psychoanalytic theory is still widely used today and has had a major influence on the field of psychology, shaping our understanding of human behavior and personality. Another important theory in the field of human development is Erik Erikson's stages of psychosocial development. Erikson's stages of psychosocial development outlines the 8 stages that a person goes through from birth to death. Each stage presents a challenge or a task that must be overcome to progress to the next stage, and the way an individual responds to these challenges shapes their development. The first stage, trust versus mistrust, occurs in the first year of life and focuses on the development of trust in others. Infants learn whether they can trust the world around them and develop a sense of security. The second stage, autonomy versus shame and doubt, occurs during early childhood and focuses on the development of self-control and self-esteem. Children learn to assert their independence and develop a sense of confidence in their own abilities. The third stage, initiative versus guilt, occurs during middle childhood and focuses on the development of purpose and direction. Children learn to initiate projects and take charge of their own lives. The fourth stage, industry versus inferiority, occurs during the school-age years and focuses on the development of a sense of competence. Children learn to develop skills and contribute to society. The fifth stage, identity versus role confusion, occurs during adolescence and focuses on the development of a sense of self. Adolescents search for their place in the world and a sense of purpose. The sixth stage, intimacy versus isolation, occurs during young adulthood and focuses on the development of close relationships. Young adults learn to form intimate bonds and connect with others. The seventh stage, generativity versus stagnation, occurs during middle adulthood and focuses on the development of a sense of purpose and a desire to contribute to society. Middle-aged adults seek to make a difference in the world. The eighth stage, ego integrity versus despair, occurs during late adulthood and focuses on the development of a sense of inner peace and a sense of having lived a fulfilling life. Older adults reflect on their lives and evaluate their sense of meaning and purpose. Now, let's discuss Jean Piaget, who was a Swiss psychologist that is widely recognized as one of the most influential figures in the field of human development. He is particularly known for his work on cognitive development, which focuses on how children learn and acquire knowledge. According to Piaget, children go through 4 distinct stages of cognitive development, which he called the sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational stages. Sensory motor stage, birth to 2 years. This is the earliest stage of cognitive development, where infants use their senses and movements to understand the world around them. They learn through actions like sucking, grasping, and looking. Pre-operational stage, 2 to 7 years. During this stage, children develop the ability to think symbolically and understand the concept of cause and effect. They also develop mental representations of objects and begin to use language to understand the world. Concrete operational stage, 7 to 12 years. During this stage, children develop more logical and systematic thinking, but they are still limited to concrete experiences. They are able to classify objects, understand conservation, and perform mental operations. And formal operational stage, 12 years and up. This is the final stage of cognitive development, where individuals develop abstract and logical thinking. they can think logically about hypothetical problems and are capable of deductive reasoning. Next up, we have the theory of moral development by Lawrence Kohlberg. Kohlberg's theory is based on the idea that individuals progress through different stages of moral reasoning as they grow and mature. Kohlberg identified 6 stages of moral development, which are arranged in 3 levels. Pre-conventional level, Stage 1, punishment and obedience orientation. People at this stage focus on avoiding punishment and seek rewards to determine what is right or wrong. Stage 2, individualism and exchange. At this stage, people begin to understand that rules are not absolute and that they can be negotiated and bargained with others. Conventional level, Stage 3, interpersonal accord and conformity. People at this stage seek approval and conformance to social norms and laws to determine what is right or wrong. And Stage 4, authority and social order maintaining orientation. At this stage, people place a high value on social order and the maintaining of laws and rules, even if they may personally disagree with them. Post-conventional level, Stage 5, social contract and individual rights. People at this stage recognize that laws and rules are human-made and subject to change. They value individual rights and the protection of these rights through a social contract. And Stage 6, universal ethical principles. At this stage, individuals have a universal moral perspective based on principles of justice and fairness. They recognize that morality is not limited to their own cultural norms and values but is a shared responsibility to all humanity. Finally, let's talk about John Bowlby's attachment theory. John Bowlby's attachment theory explores the importance of early relationships in shaping a person's emotional and social development. Bowlby believed that the bonds formed with primary caregivers, such as parents or guardians, in early childhood have a lasting impact on a person's future relationships and interactions with others. According to Bowlby's theory, there are 4 types of attachment styles that a person can develop based on their experiences with early relationships. Secure attachment. This style is characterized by a positive view of self and others, and a belief that others will be available and responsive in times of need. People with secure attachment are confident in forming close relationships and are able to rely on others for support. Anxious ambivalent attachment. This style is characterized by a fear of abandonment and a need for constant reassurance from others. People with this attachment style may struggle with forming stable and secure relationships, as they often experience anxiety about being separated from those they are attached to. Avoidant attachment. This style is characterized by a tendency to distance oneself from others and a reluctance to form close relationships. People with avoidant attachment may have a negative view of themselves and struggle with trust and intimacy in relationships. Disorganized attachment. This style is characterized by a lack of clear and consistent attachment strategies. People with disorganized attachment may experience conflicting emotions and behavior towards others, and may struggle with forming secure and stable relationships. So there you have it, a quick look into the fascinating world of human developmental theories. But the learning doesn't have to stop here. To further your knowledge and put these theories into practice, I invite you to join me for a 90-minute study session where we'll dive deeper into the various content areas. When you sign up, you'll also receive my 70 Social Work Practice Exam Question ebook and my Strategies for Success activity book, both of which will help you continue your learning journey. You can sign up now through the link in the description below. Now, it's time to put your knowledge to the test and do some practice questions. These questions will give you a sense of how well you understand the material and where you might need to focus your studying. I'm confident that if you work through them, you'll be well prepared for the exam or any real-world scenario. Thank you for watching and good luck. Which theory posits that human behavior is influenced by mental processes, such as perception, memory, and reasoning, that have developed over time and operate outside of conscious awareness? A. Psychodynamic theory, B. Behavioral theory, C. Cognitive theory, D. Psychosexual development theory. C. Cognitive theory. This theory focuses on the mental processes that influence behavior and suggests that these processes have developed over time and operate outside of conscious awareness. This aligns with the idea that humans are driven to make sense of the world around them and how they process and interpret information, acquire knowledge and use it to solve problems and make decisions. Which famous Austrian neurologist and psychiatrist developed the psychosexual development theory, which posits that personality develops through a series of stages, each building on the previous one, and that these stages shape the behavior and actions of an individual throughout their life? A. Sigmund Freud, B. Albert Bandura, C. Ivan Pavlov, D. Erik Erikson. A. Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud was the founder of psychoanalysis and the psychosexual development theory, which states that personality develops through a series of stages and each stage serves as a foundational element for maturity throughout the course of life. He is well known for his contributions to psychoanalytic theory and the study of the unconscious mind. What are the 5 stages of Susan Campbell's stages of couples development theory? A. Romance, power struggle, stability, commitment, bliss co-creation. B. Bliss co-creation, commitment, stability, power struggle, romance. C. Power struggle, stability, bliss co-creation, romance, commitment. D. Commitment, bliss co-creation, power struggle, stability, romance. A. Romance, power struggle, stability, commitment, bliss co-creation. Susan Campbell's stages of couples development theory identifies 5 stages that couples go through in their relationship development, starting from the initial attraction and romance, then moving through a power struggle, followed by stability, commitment, and ultimately reaching a state of bliss or co-creation. This theory focuses on the dynamics of relationships and how couples work through different challenges and stages in their development. Which theory posits that behavior is shaped by external factors, such as reinforcement and punishment, and that it can be changed through conditioning techniques like operant and classical conditioning. A. Social learning theory. B. Cognitive behavior theory. C. Behaviorism. D. Psychoanalytic theory. C. Behaviorism. Behaviorism is a theory of psychology that focuses on observable behaviors and external factors that shape them. It posits that behavior can be changed through conditioning techniques such as operant and classical conditioning, where reinforcement and punishment are used to alter behavior. It emphasizes the role of the environment in shaping behavior, and it does not take into account the internal mental processes. This theory also focuses on observable and measurable behaviors and does not consider unconscious or internal influences on behavior. A client who has been struggling with anger issues has been in therapy for several months. The client expresses frustration with their partner, stating that they are always nagging and critical. The client accuses their partner of being controlling and not understanding their needs. However, during therapy sessions, it becomes clear that the client's own controlling and critical behavior is the source of the issues in their relationship. This would be an example of A. Displacement, B. Projection, C. Rationalization, D. Sublimation. C. Projection. In this scenario, the patient is projecting their own negative traits and behaviors onto their partner, instead of acknowledging and taking responsibility for them. Projection is a defense mechanism that involves attributing one's own thoughts, feelings, or impulses to others, rather than acknowledging them in oneself. This example is a clear illustration of how the patient is projecting their own anger and controlling behavior onto their partner and accusing them of being the problem, rather than acknowledging their own role in the issues in the relationship. Which component of the psyche, as proposed by Sigmund Freud, acts as a moral guide, representing the internalization of societal and cultural norms and values, and serves to balance the desires of the id with the demands of reality? A. Superego, B. Ego, C. Conscious, D. Id. A. Superego. The superego is one of the 3 parts of the psyche, as proposed by Sigmund Freud. It acts as a moral guide, representing the internalization of societal and cultural norms and values, and serves to balance the desires of the id with the demands of reality. It is responsible for reality testing and a sense of personal identity, and it acts as a moderator between the other parts of the individual's personality such as the conscious and the unconscious. Superego plays a significant role in shaping a person's behavior by setting the moral standards and determining what is right and wrong. In Kohlberg's 6 stages of moral development, which stage is primarily focused on conforming to rules and following authority figures in order to avoid negative consequences and gain approval from others? A. Stage 1, Obedience and Punishment. B. Stage 5, Social Contract and Individual Rights. C. Stage 4, Maintaining Social Order. D. Stage 3, Developing Good Interpersonal Relationships. DA Stage 1, Obedience and Punishment. Stage 1, also known as the pre-conventional morality, focuses on obedience and punishment as the main motivators for behavior. The individual at this stage is focused on following rules and avoiding punishment, rather than considering the moral implications of their actions. This stage is characterized by a limited understanding of right and wrong, and individuals in this stage are focused on maintaining social order and upholding social expectations. Which model of therapy emphasizes the strengths and resources of the client, rather than the problem, and focuses on identifying the client's desired outcomes and working towards achieving them in a short-term and goal-oriented approach. A. Crisis intervention model. B. Problem-solving model. C. Task-centered practice. D. Solution-focused therapy. D. Solution-focused therapy. Solution-focused therapy typically includes 5 stages: creating a positive and collaborative working relationship, identifying exceptions to the problem, developing a preferred future, creating a plan for achieving that future, and reviewing progress. The focus is on the present and future, rather than the past, and encourages clients to identify their own solutions and to take small steps towards achieving their goals. Which theory posits that personality development is shaped by a series of stages that focuses on different erogenous zones, and each stage serves as a foundational element for maturity during the course of life? This theory mainly emphasizes how childhood experiences and environmental factors affect personality development and behavior, rather than focusing on internal growth as the primary factor. A. Behavior, learning, theory. B. Cognitive theory. C. Psychosexual development theory. D. Psychodynamic theory. C. Psychosexual development theory. This theory, introduced by Sigmund Freud, posits that personality development is shaped by a series of stages: oral, anal, phallic, latent, genital, each of which focuses on different erogenous zones and how they influence behavior. Childhood experiences and environment play a crucial role in the development of personality and behavior. It emphasizes on how the individual's environment affects their actions rather than considering inward growth as the primary factor. This theory is based on the assumption that personality development is driven by biological and psychological factors and how these erogenous zones work in different stages of development. This theory is different from the other options because it doesn't focus on behavior as a product of reinforcement and punishment, behavioral theory, or mental processes that influence behavior, cognitive theory, or the inner psychic reality, psychoanalytic theory. James is a 35-year-old man who has been struggling with feelings of anger and resentment towards his boss. He reports that he feels disrespected and undervalued at work, and has been having difficulty sleeping and controlling his temper. During therapy sessions, James reveals that he had a strained relationship with his father growing up, who was also his boss at his previous job. He remembers feeling unappreciated and belittled by his father, and now finds himself experiencing similar feelings towards his current boss. He expresses frustration with his father, stating that he's always been critical and dismissive of him. However, upon further assessment, it becomes clear that James' unresolved feelings towards his father onto his current boss would be an example of A. Repression, B. Displacement, C. Rationalization, D. Sublimation. B. Displacement. James is experiencing unresolved feelings of anger and resentment towards his father, and instead of addressing them, he is displacing them onto his current boss. Displacement is a defense mechanism that involves redirecting emotions or impulses from their original source to a less threatening target. In this scenario, James is experiencing unresolved feelings of anger and resentment towards his father, and instead of addressing them, he is displacing them onto his current boss. Congratulations on answering the practice questions. You're one step closer to becoming a more effective and knowledgeable social worker. I hope this video has been helpful in deepening your understanding of social work license exam questions. If you're interested in taking your studies further, I invite you to join me for a 90-minute session where we'll dive deeper into the various content areas and practical application. When you sign up, you'll also receive my 70 Social Work Practice Exam Question ebook and my Strategies for Success activity book, both of which will help you continue your learning journey. The link to sign up is in the description below. I look forward to studying with you and helping you become the best social worker you can be. Thanks again for watching.